Hello dear students, in the last class we discussed about the velocity time graph, and in that velocity time graph we discussed about two cases. First case was about the case in which there is uniform velocity. So in the case of uniform velocity we get a graph that is parallel to the time axis or x-axis, isn't it? And in the case of uniform acceleration we get a straight line that is inclined to the x-axis. So that was the two cases, and from the second case, when we take the slope of that graph, we can get the acceleration, and if we take the area under the graph, we can get the displacement. So that was the two inferences from the velocity time graph. Once more, the two inferences: slope of velocity time graph is equal to acceleration, area under velocity time graph is equal to displacement. Now we are going to discuss about the third case, very easy case. As like in the distance time graph, the third case is non-uniform acceleration. The case of non-uniform acceleration, that is object moving with variable acceleration. Variable means changing. It's not uniform, it is changing. See here, the velocity in the first case is 10, second case is it's 15, here it's 20, here it is 25, such like it is moving on. So there is a difference in the velocities and the difference in the difference of velocities, and hence there will be a change in the acceleration too in each case. See here we can take the acceleration. This is the final velocity, this is the initial velocity. So here the equation of acceleration is v minus u divided by t, that is 10 minus 0 divided by 1 is equal to 10 meter per second square. Here it is 10 meter per second square. Now in the second case, here final velocity minus initial velocity is equal to 15, isn't it? 15 divided by time equal to 2, which gives us 7 meter per second square. Once more, let me write the equation: a equal to v minus u by t. V means here 25 and u is 10. 25 minus 10 equal to 15 divided by 2. 2 is the time. So we get 7 meter per second square here. In the first section we have 10 meter per second square. In the second section we have 7 meter per second square only. So the speed or the acceleration is decreased from 10 to 7. So that is the difference here. And now let us draw the graph of this velocity time relation. Okay, at 0 it is 0, the position 1 is 10, then at 2 seconds the speed or velocity is 25, so 25 will be here. Now 3, 45 is here, yes. At 4 it's 70 will be here. So it's almost here. Okay. So when we join these points, we can't join it by using a straight line. So we have to join by hands. See, what is the nature of the curve? As I told, it's a curved line, the nature of the graph, or it's a curved lines, and this curved line indicates a non-uniform acceleration. Non-uniform acceleration. This is the graph of uniform acceleration. See, so as like in the first graph we can define this is the non-uniform acceleration, and if the graph goes beyond here, it will be a retardation motion, that the acceleration is decreasing. So that inference we can get from this graph. The third case is very easy. Once more, is the case of non-uniform acceleration. So when we draw the graph of non-uniform acceleration, we get a curved line. So whenever we see a curved line, we can come to the conclusion that there is a graph of a non-uniform accelerated body if it is a velocity time graph. If it is a distance time graph, It's not the acceleration, non-uniform acceleration, it's non-uniform velocity. Okay, or non-uniform motion, just non-uniform motion is enough. But in the case of velocity time graph, is the non-uniformly accelerated motion. An object following non-uniformly accelerated motion will give us a curved line, curved graph. Hope it is clear for you. It is very easy. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.